Good afternoon, my name is Paul. I'm CEO and co-founder of Blue Planet Ecosystems, and we turn sunlight into seafood. Today we're coming to you from our offices here at IndieBio in San Francisco. And before jumping into our own business model, let's take an excursion to the International Space Station. Implemented in 1998, when the construction of ISS began, the Environmental Control and Life Support System was installed. The ESA LSS, as it's called, is capable of keeping 6 humans alive constantly. Nevertheless, they have been constantly resupplied by resupply missions from Earth that replenish water, that replenish food. Now, this is feasible for low Earth orbits, but if we are thinking ahead to extended missions to the Moon and Mars, this restriction becomes a severe factor. This is why the European Space Agency and the international space community has started to work on a program that's called MELISA. MELISA takes biological processes that are found here on Earth and recreates them in an artificial environment. Projects like the German MELISA or photobioreactor project is using aquatic ecosystems or photobioreactors, microalgae, to scrub CO2 from the air in the International Space Station, generating oxygen and generating food. Now, we at Blue Planet Ecosystems do something similar, and it is a downstream process adapted for terrestrial use. Let me show you how LERA, or let's put it differently, during our time here at IndieBio, we built a scale prototype of the machine that turns sunlight into fish, a terrestrial application of the process adapted at the International Space Station. Let me show you how LERA, or land-based automated recirculating aquaculture, works. In the top, which is exposed to sunlight, our primary energy source, we grow algae in these tubular structures. We feed this algae to zooplankton. The species that you see here is called Daphnia, which is in turn the natural food for fish, like this bluegill, and for shrimp. Now, the wastewater of this fish is recirculated back to the top, where it serves as nutrient source for the algae. By closing this loop, we in essence create a completely natural ecosystem. An ecosystem where these organisms are never exposed to microplastics or pesticides. An ecosystem that, just like in nature, produces premium organic seafood for human consumption. But recreating and stabilizing an ecosystem is incredibly difficult. This is why we use water quality sensors, computer vision and machine learning to optimize population dynamics for every single organism: algae, zooplankton and fish. Because LERA is also constantly exposed to sunlight and potentially very high temperatures, we also have to take care of thermal management. We tackle this problem by utilizing the thermal mass of the water within our system to either store or release heat as required. Our next step is to scale up to 40-foot shipping containers in size, which we will do in the next 6 months. A stack like this produces premium organic seafood for $5 a pound. This is factoring in OPEX and CAPEX. Because of the modularity of the system, we are able to scale up to football fields in size, feeding cities and even countries. Now, this approach is completely unique. We in essence decouple the production of animal protein from the ocean and from agriculture itself. Something that is tried on the International Space Station with MELISA. We don't need fish meal. We don't need soybeans, we don't need rain, we don't care about heat waves. We are able to produce premium organic and sustainable animal protein close to the consumer, on demand, on any piece of land. We have a business model where we sell these stacks at a 15% margin on a sales price of $50,000. In addition, we charge recurring managing fees of $2,500 of every ton of seafood produced. We just signed a letter of intent with Singapore's largest caterer, SATS. Now SATS supplies two of the world's biggest airlines, processing 100 tons of seafood every single month. They want to source everything from sustainable sources by 2023. We are also talking to partners, large infrastructure developing companies from Dubai and the Middle East. Now these countries have to import almost 100% of their food. They see Lara as an opportunity to not only decrease the dependency of food imports, but to become exporters themselves, fully utilizing their geographical USP, a lot of land and a lot of sun. Perfect conditions for Lara. To make this happen, we have assembled a team that combines expertise in biology, energy engineering and computer science. Blue Planet Ecosystems is also supported by a great advisory board. Natasha Noguera is a renowned expert in industrial algae cultivation. Adrian Barnes invented industrial shrimp farming over 30 years ago and introduced tilapia production into Great Britain. Prince Khalid bin Al-Walid is member of Breakthrough Energy Ventures together with Bill Gates and is able to open up most doors to business leaders and political leaders in our target markets and beyond. Our company just got founded in December of 2018. In February we moved to San Francisco, and since then we have built 4 iterations of our prototype. The latest iteration you saw in the video I showed you just before. In the next 18 months we will build 2 full-scale industrial-sized prototypes of our Lara systems running through at least 2 full harvesting cycles. We closed a research partnership with a Portuguese university which is an expert in aquaculture. They will be stress testing our system so we are able to deliver to our clients by the first quarter of 2021. We just opened up our seed round of $2.8 million, of which 30% is already committed. We just described the downstream application of the Melissa system to you. I think with the data and the expertise that we are collecting running large-scale closed systems here on Earth, there is a very clear learning to be had for upstream applications, and we would like to turn Lara into Sarah, into space-based automated recirculating aquaculture systems. This is why we applied to you. This is why we want to engage with the European Space Agency even at our early stage. For us it's not really about the money, it is for the connections that we are able to get over your network, and we would be thrilled to be working together with you in the next 12 to 24 months. Thank you very much and all the best from San Francisco.